Hello, everybody. Welcome to TOI Sports, your daily fix for cricket, Indian cricket, and all that, right here on TOI Sports digital platform. Today, to talk about cricket, we have got a Power Pack panel yet again. We've got Avijit Da joining us from Delhi, and all the way from Dubai, we have Gaurav Gupta who's joining us. Gentlemen, both of them will be joining us. Yes, there we have Gaurav Gupta and we've got Abhijit Da as well.
Right, Ramesh.
Thanks a lot both of you for joining us today on TOI Sports. Abhijit Da, starting off with you, uh, just looking at the Afghanistan England clash right now, which is happening at Lahore Gaddafi Stadium. Quite an interesting clash because there are wheels within wheels in this contest because of what was being spoken about before the start of the tournament. We were also focused on India, Pakistan. We forgot the Afghanistan angle with England and Australia. So, Afghanistan playing with a lot of vigor in this contest.
हाँ, अफगानिस्तान की शुरुआत तो अच्छी नहीं हुई, पर इब्राहिम ज़ादरान ने जो पारी खेली है, वो बिल्कुल इट्स अ स्पेक्टेकुलर नॉक एंड 177 is the highest ever score. So a record-breaking knock coming from an Afghanistan batsman, against a very very strong and potent English fast bowling attack was great to watch, especially because अफगानिस्तान के 3 विकेट शुरू में गिर गए थे, पर जादरान जो है वो लगता है कि एक बड़े ओकेजन और बड़े टूर्नामेंट के प्लेयर हैं, क्योंकि आपको याद होगा इन 2023 इन मुंबई he had scored 129 against Australia in the 2023 World Cup in Mumbai, and that took Afghanistan to 291 and forced Glenn Maxwell to play probably the greatest ODI innings of all time, where he scored 201 not out, when his body was shutting down. So Zadran again, raised his game when his country really needed it. And, the way he timed his innings, paced his innings, and initially Wood and Archer both were bowling with a lot of hostility. Both were bowling consistently bowling at 90 miles per hour and higher speeds. But he played them with assurance, and later, he kept on raising the game and hitting 6 sixes, and he was playing authentic shots. That's the beauty of his innings. So now we have a very good situation, a very good match, ahead, because 325 won't be easy to chase. Although it's a batting pitch, but Afghanistan has extremely good spinners. They have Noor Ahmed. They have one of the finest spinners in the world, leg break googly bowler Rashid Khan. So this is going to be a good chase.
Interesting, Gigi. This match also has other significance as well. Like I was touching upon the fact that 160 odd British MPs wrote to the ECB asking them to boycott this match because of the situation with the females in Afghanistan and so on and so forth. There's that touch as well. And the English team was also in a state of dilemma. Josh Butler also spoke about the plight of women in Afghanistan. Not touching on that, this whole match itself assumed bigger significance because of that.
Well, yes. Firstly, nice to be again on the show and speak to you guys about cricket. See, this contest obviously is beyond much beyond cricket, and I mean it's the same case with when Afghanistan play Australia, right? Because Australia have also refused to play them bilaterally, and sort of cut down their test match or touring or whatever the case may be. So Australia, England, they've been pretty. The Western nations have been pretty discouraging towards Afghanistan men's cricket because of what they've been doing with the women's cricket and women in general in their country. Now that is something that just cannot be helped right now because of the culture and the whole Taliban attitude towards women's sports and women in general. So I think beyond a point, there's no option but to hope for the best going forward. But why make the Afghanistan men's team pay for, it's for what their government is doing, or what is happening, is something that is debatable, because the Afghanistan men's team has so much talent, as we can see. I mean, Ibrahim Zadran played the such a beautiful innings today, of the innings of his life, and the best innings in Champions Trophy, in this edition of the Champions Trophy, certainly. I think it's the highest score in the history of the Champions Trophy, and as well as, I think, the highest score by highest one day score by an Afghanistan batter. And Zadran, I remember, was also somebody who did pretty well when Afghanistan played Australia at the Wankhede. And as Abhijit sir rightly mentioned, it took a absolute blinder from Glenn Maxwell to conquer his pain and to win them the match that day. So all in all, I think it's building up to be an exciting contest, and I wish Afghanistan, for the sake of the Champions Trophy, that Afghanistan does well, and goes ahead and plays even in the semi-finals. That would be pretty exciting to watch.
So, Avijita, there is a question here for you as well from Urvashi Rao. She says, Avijita, you have a grasp of history. Did India not take a stand against South Africa on the issue of apartheid and also boycotted a Davis Cup final because of that?
Yes, we did. We never played South Africa uh, till 1992. When apartheid ended, उसके बाद ही हमने खेला शुरू किया. And because of our consistent stand against apartheid, we they when apartheid ended, we were the first nations that they resumed their cricket relations with. In fact, in 1974, if I recall correctly, Vijay Amritraj and Anand Amritraj, Jasjeet Singh, and Shashi Menon. These were the four, tennis stars who had taken us to Davis Cup final. But we did not play that final. The final was South Africa was given a walkover because of our firm stand against apartheid. As far as this Afghan thing is concerned, the points that the British MPs have made is very very valid. But my point is that ये जो अफगानिस्तान में जो वुमेन्स क्रिकेट का जो मसला है, ये this predates Champions Trophy. So, there is no point in raising an issue like this in the middle of the tournament. If England had to take a stand, that stand should have been taken before the tournament.
Fair point. Fair point. We also welcome Sahil to the chat. Sahil, thanks a lot for joining us. I believe you're joining us straight from the ICC Cricket Academy. We have a question for you as well from Urvashi Rao. Sahil bhai, welcome to the chat. How is the Indian team looking? Everybody's only concerned about that.
No, Indian team had good 2 days off, just like me and Gigi Bhai here in Dubai, and they were busy eating at a very popular omelette center in Dubai. Rohit Sharma was spotted with P. Dilip. Then Rohit Sharma had a late night adventure with the fielding coach, and there was also a late night adventure with the fielding coach at a very popular mall here in Dubai. So 2 days of absolute rest, relaxation, and rejuvenation, and now action resumes again. The team will be arriving here at the ICC Academy in about 45 minutes from now. Then we'll be seeing what's happening with the likes of Mohammad Shami, Rishabh Pant, Rohit Sharma. Two had a couple of niggles in that game against Pakistan, while Rishabh Pant, we are hoping, has now recovered from his bout of viral fever. So it will be interesting to see how they go about, because still a lot of time left before they play that game against New Zealand, and weather has been very kind to them and us in the last couple of days. GGY still is in his sweatshirt, as he has been since he has landed in Dubai, but today I am also carrying that extra layer because it has been very windy and very chilly windy, like for the last couple of days at least now. Temperature has dropped significantly.
So, are you talking about the former India spinner Venkatpati Raju when you're talking about omelette?
Saying something to me, sorry, 1 second. I think I lost the audio. 1 second.
In the meantime, Gaurav, there is a question for you from Tanya Suri. She asks, Gaurav, have you seen the buzz around Champions Trophy in Dubai?
नहीं भाई, यहाँ पर सिर्फ एक्सपैट्स में थोड़ा बज़ है, अदरवाइज़ यहाँ पर क्रिकेट जो है वो बहुत ही साइडी स्पोर्ट है, सॉरी टू से। आई थिंक व्हेन आई लैंडेड एट द एयरपोर्ट, आई सॉ डेस्क ऑफ द WTA टेनिस चैंपियनशिप, एंड दैट इज़ वेयर द ऑल द एक्शन लाइज़। यहाँ पर ज़्यादातर टेनिस और फुटबॉल और those sports are the ones that get preference. Cricket is not really the number one sport in the Arab world. But having said that, धीरे-धीरे, I mean, the India-Pakistan match, at least the ground was packed. But we saw what happened during the India-Bangladesh match, wherein it was sparsely populated, the stands, and it made for pretty much ugly viewing. And I hope that doesn't happen going forward, because India New Zealand match तो बिल्कुल ही meaningless है, in the sense that both the teams have qualified for the semi-finals, so it's a dead rubber. So I really don't know how many people will turn up for that. Uh, and let's hope that semi-final and the final, if it happens here, I mean, semi-final तो हो ही रहा है यहाँ पर 4 तारीख को, that is well attended. And final, if it happens here, it's a packed house. But otherwise, by and large, locals को बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, इतना मैंने देखा. इवन जो पाकिस्तानी का तो इंटरेस्ट वैसे ही चला गया, क्योंकि उनकी टीम इतनी महान तरीके से खेल रही है, भारी हो गई टूर्नामेंट 4 दिन के अंदर. तो anyways, they had so much given up on their team that they did not want to even buy tickets and watch the India Pakistan match, because they were completely sure कि पाकिस्तान हार जाएगा आराम से, इंडिया जीत जाएगा. तो बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट नहीं है यहाँ पर चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी को लेके. But yeah, it was, I mean, the signs are encouraging from the India Pakistan match, so let's hope things pick up.
Sahil, I was just saying that when you spoke about omelette, was it related to the former India spinner Venkatpati Raju?
Sir, you got it right, sir. As always, you know the city better than me.
Yeah. This Abhijit, there's a comment by Priyanshu who says that Afghanistan versus England and Afghanistan versus Australia is more than just a game. Do you buy that argument?
हाँ, उसी के बारे में पहले चर्चा हो रही थी, because it has become a political thing also, apart from the cricket. So that's what we spoke about a few minutes earlier. Yes, of course.
And how do you see the rest of the chase, Avijita, for England? Because they are under a lot of pressure right now, because they were supposed to be this juggernaut side in white ball cricket, which they reinvented themselves in 50 overs cricket, and also the T20 format by playing an aggressive brand of cricket under Owen Morgan. Brendan McCullum came in much later, first in test matches. Now he's also the white ball coach. How important do you think these 50 overs are going to be for English one-day cricket, and specifically for Joss Butler?
See, there is a lot of noise outside that England has overdone the baseball bit, but there is no evidence that the English think tank led by McCullum thinks like that, because while they keep on losing matches, their approach remains the same, and it is unlikely that their approach is going to change today, which is why it will be an exciting chase. They will go hammer and tongs anyway. You're chasing 325, you don't have any other option. But Phil Salt and Ben Duckett, anyway, they are very aggressive batters, and everyone, and they bat from 1 to 11, more or less. Even their tailenders can hit over the top. So barring Joe Root, who is being allowed to play his style of game, everybody else plays a baseball version of cricket. Win or lose, I think they are going to play the same version of cricket today, which will make for a very, exciting and enthralling chase.
Yeah, Sahil, we have this comment from Upendra Singh who's saying that really hoping today Afghanistan beat England, take revenge against Australia, because of world cricket we need Afghan fans, we need strong Afghanistan team, because their fans are absolutely crazy.
No, I think I completely agree with that. A very passionate country, wear their heart on their sleeve, and a lot of drama has already happened from the English camp, from the Australian camp. They've done the convenient thing by boycotting them during bilateral tours, but will Australia show that show that lion-heartedness which they did while they boycotted a bilateral tour by doing the same in ICC events. They wouldn't. Will England do that in an ICC event and face the wrath and penalties which come along? They wouldn't. So I think let's leave whatever is happening in Afghanistan to the policymakers. Let's leave it to the ICC. We've been already told that the new chairman is working towards that, just to reviving cricket, women's cricket in Afghanistan. So let the processes take its own due course, and it's nothing for the cricketers to do, right? The cricketers can't handle these geopolitical situations, right? Whatever is happening between India and Pakistan right now, it's something which is beyond a Mohammad Rizwan or a Rohit Sharma's control, right? There are two governments who are kind of taking those calls, and the hybrid model has reached its conclusion, and whatever is happening right now. For Asian supremacy and Asian relevance, the way Bangladesh and Pakistan are just on a downhill slide right now, it augurs well for Asian cricket that India and Afghanistan continue to keep that flag high. Sri Lanka promised during that ODI series against Australia, but then you can't really count Australia out in an ICC tournament. But having said that, Afghanistan, they're very important to keep that Asia flag right up there in the current scheme of things.
Gigi, in terms of 50 over cricket and T20 cricket, uh, we'll take this comment from Pooja in a bit. In terms of 50 over cricket and T20 cricket, do you think Afghanistan is now the second best side in Asia after India, or are we reading too much into that?
Well, definitely, I think it is. अभी उनके बारे में कुछ कहा नहीं जा सकता, वो कहाँ किसको कब पलटा दे मैच में. और मतलब the way they sometimes really run Australia close, I thought they completely had the whole match in their grip in Mumbai when they were playing Australia. And but for that Maxwell innings, and वो just उनका भी एक catch छूट गया नबी से, और and sorry मुजीब से, and that proved to be very costly. But इंग्लैंड को उन्होंने वर्ल्ड कप में भी हराया था, I think 69 रन से. I think दिल्ली में था शायद वो मैच. They have really emerged as a power. Slowly, they're building up into a powerhouse. The amount of spinners that they have, the depth that they have. शायद एक बैटिंग में उनकी एक बड़ी प्रॉब्लम थी, लेकिन वो भी अब जादरान जैसे बैट्समैन आए, उन्होंने दिखाया है कि टैलेंट है अफगानिस्तान के पास में. और धीरे धीरे उनको देख के और भी बैटर्स आएंगे. एंड आई होप इफ दे इंप्रूव इन द बैटिंग डिपार्टमेंट एंड अ बिट इन द फास्ट बॉलिंग डिपार्टमेंट, वहां भी अच्छी टैलेंट है उनके पास में. फजल फारूकी हैं, नवीन उल हक है, मतलब they have enough scope to develop. And I think if they keep going at this rate, and with somebody like Jonathan Trott as their head coach, I think they're really going from strength to strength. And I hope the ICC gives them all the backing. Unfortunately, वो लोग घर में नहीं खेल सकते अपने. They cannot play at home at all because of the security conditions. But they should be allowed to, they should be encouraged to travel as much as possible. India should host them for bilaterals. I think we have already hosted them for a T20 series. I covered one of the games in Indore. I hope they also come to India for an ODI series. And the one-off test match, the kind of one they played in 2018, and more such tours take place because it's a full of talent side. And I have been believed in the talent since the time my good friend Lalchan Rajput sir was their head coach. When he went there for the first time, he said, "I'm amazed by the amount of the way their spinners are. It's so difficult to read them." And I was like, sir, I was expecting them to produce fast bowlers. तो बोले हाँ मैं भी ये सोच के गया था, but the spinners that they have are pretty dangerous. So I think next reservoir of talent वहीं से आने वाला है, because Pakistan and Bangladesh have been really disappointing, and so have been Sri Lanka. They have not even qualified for the Champions Trophy. तो अगर एशियन क्रिकेट का फ्लाई करना है, और एशियन क्रिकेट ही से ही वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट अभी जो है वो जिंदा है, तो मेरे ख्याल से बहुत जरूरी है कि that Afghanistan is encouraged as much as possible, instead of targeting them for not encouraging women's sports. That will eventually happen, as Sahil said. ICC भी उनके पीछे पड़ा रहेगा, तो it will take time. And I spoke to the Afghanistan cricket board chairman last year in Sri Lanka, and he told me brick by brick things will develop. It's not even India and Pakistan, it took a long time for women's cricket to develop. For a long time we used to look at it with sarki attitude, the sarcastic attitude. So uh, things take time, and I hope Afghanistan is given all the backing that they need.
No, I think
Uh,
Chandresh bhai, just quickly adding to what Gigi was saying, I think what I saw in 2023 ODI World Cup was the impact Ajay Jadeja had on the batters, especially. The kind of bowlers they always had, the gift which they had, the variations, the skill, and the T20 globe trotting allowed them to develop that very thick skin where they could revel under pressure. But what Ajay Jadeja did, particularly with the batters, that middle period, you always saw the likes of Gurbaz take on the bowlers in the power play. But that middle period of the game where someone like Ajay Jadeja chipped in, became their friend, became their tour guide, and just the art of taking singles and keeping the scoreboard ticking. That's what we saw today. The way they built at ODI innings. That is something which required some sort of hand holding for this team, which has kind of lived off T20 cricket and became the household names just for that T20 brand of cricket. But Ajay Jadeja actually allowed them to take that next step. And in Jonathan Trott, we talk about Pakistan. What, 26 selectors, 8 coaches, if I'm not wrong. Look at Afghanistan. They're stuck with Jonathan Trott. It wasn't an easy assignment even for Trott just to come and do that for what, cricketing backwaters, if I would say. But they persisted with him, and now they've had continuity for the last 2-3 years, and the results are for everyone to see.
Ajita, during the ODI series in India, Ben Duckett came out and said that we are fine if we lose 3-0 in the one day series against India. We will make up for it by beating them in the semi-final of the Champions Trophy or by winning the Champions Trophy. Do you think that kind of attitude uh, will be on test today? Because if they don't beat Afghanistan today, that dream of beating India either in the Champions Trophy semi-final or the final will not be realized.
Well, जो मैच पाकिस्तान का इंडिया के साथ था, अ मस्ट विन मैच, वही ये इंग्लैंड के लिए है. इट्स अ मस्ट विन मैच. इफ दे डोंट विन दिस मैच, दे विल बी आउट, बिकॉज South Africa already has 3 points, and so has Australia. If they don't win this match, England at the most can have 2. So उनके लिए तो ये make or break match है. Now it is up to them to prove how badly they want to win the Champions Trophy. You see, उनका theory जो है, it is not getting translated into practice. They have stuck to a theory, which is the baseball theory, which looks very exciting, and which looks exciting on the ground also, and attack theory. But it has not worked. It's not working in recent times. It has worked in the past, but it's not working in recent times. So a kind of getting stuck with one particular theory can be problematic. The whole idea is to adjust to the situation. Let us see how they fare. और एक बात मैं अफगानिस्तान वाले में बोलना चाहूंगा कि we can help Afghanistan in a certain way. You see, Afghanistan has had some home grounds in India. Like Greater Noida was their home ground. देहरादून भी उनका होम ग्राउंड रहा है, लखनऊ भी उनका होम ग्राउंड रहा है. मुझे लगता है बीसीसीआई को एक पर्टिकुलर जगह, एक पर्टिकुलर स्टेडियम, एक पर्टिकुलर स्टेट को उनका होम ग्राउंड बना देना चाहिए जहां वो चाहते हैं, where they have some decent followers also, so that they can play their test matches and ODI matches in that place. That will also help build a stronger relationship between the two countries.
Sahil, there's a comment here and question for you from Pooja Sharma. Sahil, hey, I saw you in Dubai the other day. What is the buzz around the Indian side? Any inside info? Sahil, you're being spotted all over Dubai now.
Out and about. But no, as GGY, I was listening to GGY before I joined the show. I think he kind of aptly summed it up. It's absolutely thanda, and this is what is going to happen with hybrid model tournaments. Remains to be seen what happens 2026 T20 World Cup, where a similar model will be implemented for India and Pakistan. But Dubai is all ठंडा यार. मतलब अभी एक्टिविटी यहाँ पे ICC अकेडमी में लोग ऑलरेडी खड़े हो गए हैं because the Indian team will be arriving in 10-15 minutes from now. इतना ही बस लास्ट करता है चंद्रेश, अगर मैं आपको ऑनेस्टली बोलूं. आते हैं लोग, हार्दिक, रोहित, विराट, पंच, श्रेयस, सबका ऑटोग्राफ लेंगे, वापस घर चले जाएंगे. अभी द रीसेलिंग एक्टिविटी इज सो हाई राइट नाउ बिकॉज पीपल हु हैव इंडिया न्यूजीलैंड टिकट्स, दे जस्ट डोंट वांट टू वॉच द गेम. they are ready to resell it at the price which they have got for. कुछ तो कॉम्बो ऑफर भी दे रहे हैं. हाँ मेरे पास 500 का 4 है, 1600 में 4 ले लो यार, छोड़ो, खत्म करो, हमें मैच देखने नहीं आना. तो ठंडा ही है मतलब. और ये बहुत डिफिकल्ट भी है. मतलब इनफैक्ट जो एयरपोर्ट पे जीजी भाई ने बिल्कुल करेक्ट बोला, और टेनिस के आपको होर्डिंग जरूर दिख रहे हैं जो दुबई, आई थिंक ड्यूटी फ्री टेनिस समथिंग इज गोइंग ऑन. You could spot some branding there, and except a couple of activations, those two for live streaming, not even live matches. So just come to a pub, have a good drink, have a good time with shisha, watch the live match, go home. That's it. No one cares about what's happening in the Dubai Sports City and the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. So ठंडा है, absolute ठंडा. थोड़ा ये हमारे खिलाड़ी जब when they go out and about, people spot them, एक से दो को बात पहुंचती है, दो को 10 को पहुंचती है, और फिर कल रोहित के टाइम पे तो 10 से 100 को पहुंच गई. So you kind of get that buzz because again, Indian cricketers, so yeah, everyone wants a piece of them. But overall buzz is nowhere close to what me, Gigi, you, we would have seen during the 23 ODI World Cup. That was something else. From taxi driver to the auto guy to the airport, everyone was just talking about one thing: the ODI World Cup. यहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, nothing, absolutely ठंडा.
And where were you spotted? Where are people spotting you now? That's
I
the
There's the
don't
bigger
big
know
question.
question.
when was I spotted. That's the bigger question. If I was spotted yesterday, it was probably the JBR area, and I wasn't alone. They would have spotted KSR also because he was also
मुझे
here. So कल
मुझे
तो मैं
लगता है वो
JBR था.
मुझे लगता है ये पाकिस्तानी क्रिकेटर के साथ में थे. अभी आपने सुना ना, यूट्यूबर ने बोला है कि मुझे बहुत दुख है कि इंडिया पाकिस्तान मैच के पहले पाकिस्तान का एक टॉप क्रिकेटर एक सर्टेन जगह पे गया, वहां दिखा. मुझे मेरे सोर्सेज ने बताया है कि वो वहां था, और उसका परफॉर्मेंस अगले दिन खराब रहा. मैच के पहले दिन आप वहां ना जाया करें प्लीज. मुझे लग रहा है कि साहिल भी वही तो नहीं थे.
नहीं भाई, मैं कहीं नहीं गया.
जस्ट किडिंग.
अच्छा, मेरा एक
हाँ
सवाल है
विजिता,
गौरव.
हाँ बोले.
हाँ, गौरव और साहिल से. वो
Yes sir.
दुबई में तो पाकिस्तानी एक्सपैट्रिएट्स भी बहुत है ना. उनका डिसअपॉइंटमेंट कैसा है, यू नो, ऑफ देयर टीम, द व्हिच इज अ को-होस्ट, अ प्राइमरी होस्ट ऑफ दिस टूर्नामेंट, गेटिंग आउट ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट सो अर्ली.
Gigi, you want to go first?
You go first. Then I'll...
Yeah, Abhijit, you know, fortunately or unfortunately, I've been stuck with one Pakistani taxi driver for the last 12 days. For the last 12 days, मैंने इतना rant पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट में कहीं से नहीं सुना होगा जो उनसे सुना था यहाँ पर. People are hurting. People are hurting. They always they're transported back to the Imran Khan, Wasim Akram days when even if India used to win, there used to be that stomach for a fight. All they are bothered about is the fact कि यार ये आते हैं और इतनी इतनी जलालत से हार जाते हैं. आकिब जावेद आके इतने ब्रवाडो से बात करते हैं प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के अंदर. आप नसीम शाह को कंपेयर करते हो वकार यूनिस, वसीम अकरम और आकिब जावेद वाले एरा से, वसीम शाहीन एंड हारिस रऊफ को. फिर वो आके सर यहाँ 10 में 80 खाते हैं जैसे लाइक इट्स नोबडीज बिजनेस. People are hurting, and that is why you had that split of 80-20 even in the stands in Dubai. They have a very strong presence here. Pakistan have a very strong presence here, and not just like taxi drivers, but all walks of life. People who are doing well in life. जो आज बुर्ज खलीफा में भी रुके हुए हैं वो भी पाकिस्तानी है, जो टैक्सी चला रहे हैं वो भी हैं. सो आपके पास हर स्टेटस के लोग यहाँ पर हैं. But in spite of that, there was a 80-20 split in the stands, and that clearly talks about that even the fans have given up. They come, they're hopeful, they come for Babar, they come for Shaheen, they come for Haris Rauf, they come for those household names. But when they see that collective failure, that disappointment kicks in, and that helplessness, which was visible all over the face of Mohammad Rizwan during the press conference. जब उसने बोला कि सच्चू बोलूं तो खत्म हो गया, Champions Trophy is over. In their heads, Pak fans are like, it's over, it's all done.
Without doubt, I think what Sahil has completely, summed up the entire situation. यहाँ पर नहीं है कोई होप यार पाकिस्तानी फैंस को. इनफैक्ट यहाँ क्या सर, मैं तो चाचा जलील से बात कर रहा था जो अपना शिकागो में रहते हैं, जो बहुत फेमस फेस है. तो उन्होंने तो बोला 0 चांस है पाकिस्तान टीम का. मैंने पूछा उनको कि आप आ रहे हैं कि अपनी टीम को चीयर करने, बोले 0 चांस है. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू कम ऑल द वे शिकागो से पैसा खर्च करके आऊं सिर्फ एक और पिटाई देखने के लिए अपनी टीम की, तो वो तो नहीं करने वाला हूं मैं. सो इट्स अ वेरी होपलेस सिचुएशन यार. इट्स बहुत ऐसा है सर, कोई मतलब कोई टैलेंट नहीं है. शोएब अख्तर सेड ऑन अ टीवी शो टुडे, हफीज को तो उन्होंने लिटरली डांट दिया कि आप क्या बोल रहे हैं, टैलेंट है? कोई टैलेंट है ही नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं है. मतलब कोई नया प्लेयर ऐसा नहीं आ रहा है, कुछ नहीं है. तो इसलिए आई थिंक सिचुएशन ऑफ गिवन अप ऑन देयर टीम है, which is a bit sad to see. I thought Pakistan cricket had revived. They beat Australia in the ODIs. They beat South Africa in South Africa. But I think injuries to Sam Ayub and then Fakhar Zaman, and then overall their campaign just hasn't come together. And there will again be a series of sackings. This that. As I said, 26 कुछ selectors उनके हो चुके हैं, और 25-30 selector आएंगे. But really the fact is I don't think उस तरह का talent आ रहा है जैसे पहले आया था. It's similar to what I used to read in the early 80s. क्रिकेट सम्राट करके एक मैगजीन आती थी, उसमें चांसेस होते थे कि इंडियन टीम के कि जीरो, जब इंडियन टीम वहां जाती थी या इंडिया पाकिस्तान को होस्ट कर रहा होता था, and Pakistan used to be the obviously the much higher rated team, and if India would win the odd match it would be considered as a surprise and an upset. उसी तरह की सिचुएशन अभी है unfortunately.
जी, वो शारजा में जब शुरुआत हुई अर्ली 80s में, तो हमने वहाँ पे एशिया कप वगैरह जीता, जिसमें वो सुरेंद्र खन्ना मैन ऑफ द सीरीज भी बने थे, मैन ऑफ द मैच भी बने थे, लेकिन और 50-50 ही रहता था उस समय, ऑडियंस वगैरह भी. लेकिन एक बार वो जावेद मियांदाद के छक्का के बाद का जो एरा शुरू हुआ, उसके बाद इंडियन फैंस आने कम हो गए और धीरे धीरे पाकिस्तान का और भी डोमिनेंस बढ़ने लगा वहां पे. तो वही होता है कि अगर कोई टीम लगातार हारने लगती है बहुत सालों तक, तो उसके फैंस शुरू में तो साथ देते हैं, लेकिन बाद में इतना मायूस हो जाते हैं कि वो मतलब दुखी होकर फिर वो आना बंद कर देते हैं. So it is very sad actually for Asian cricket. The fall of Pakistan is very sad.
बिल्कुल. यूएई में ही एक तरफ है शारजा क्रिकेट स्टेडियम, जो दुबई के स्टेडियम से 1 घंटे की दूरी पे है, और वहां पे पाकिस्तान का बोलबाला था. यहाँ पे दुबई स्टेडियम में भारत का बोलबाला है, जबकि मगर 2 बार भारत हार चुका है वहां पर, बट T20 फॉर्मेट में दुबई के स्टेडियम में हारा है भारत पाकिस्तान से 2021 और 2022 में. एनीवेज जेंटलमैन, साहिल, आई जस्ट वांट टू नो फ्रॉम यू, हु आर यू बैकिंग, अफगानिस्तान और इंग्लैंड?
Absolutely Afghanistan. Always with the underdog and the ones who have suffered more than people who kind of brag and kind of try to stamp their superiority in matters like this. Always for the underdog. Afghanistan.
Avijita, who are you backing?
My heart is with Afghanistan. That's what I'll say.
Interesting. Gigi has just left us, but thanks a lot, Avijit Da and Sahil, for joining us right here on TOI Sports Beyond the Boundary. We'll be back again tomorrow with another show. But for now, thanks a lot, both of you. And thanks to all of you for joining us here on TOI Sports. Wherever you're joining us, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, wherever you're joining us, please do remember to like, share, subscribe. And if you're on YouTube specifically, do not forget to press the notification bell. Till tomorrow, please take very good care of yourselves. Good night, goodbye, and God bless.